tiers it's like not performing that good. So my save would be Mistweaver. And then there is a thing I understand the most, which is tanks. Tanks are like tanks are my jam. But yeah, basically, I mean, it's what you would expect it to be. Tanks were a little bit different because DPS and healers are by DPS and HPS, but tanks you cannot like measure its performance by DPS because, for example, in the raids, DPS of tank is not that important because you have like a lot of DPS players. So much more important is your survival because if you die in like difficult moment, it can mean that yeah, it's over. So basically, I was measuring it by depth. Overall, like by huge margin, protection is dying uh, most of the time. It's probably really hard to keep it alive. Uh, I'm thinking what exactly may be the cause of this, but I do think that the main cost of it is that all other specs are like active healers, and on protection you do not heal too much. You mitigate quite a lot. I mean, it's that you rather mitigate damage than heal. You have just some few options of healing, like healing pot, or yeah, something like that. So it's just garbage. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, it's crazy. I was even surprised how bad it is. Then you have Protection and Paladin and Brewmaster, which I know that some top guilds used Brewmaster, but I mean I was surprised that it is dying that much and guilds are not using it. But mainly it can be also caused by tanks being like fixated on their like main because it's much more important if you are like familiar and comfortable with your class. It's much better to play. But overall, I think that they are dying quite a lot. And then you do have Vengeance and Guardian, which, like, I mean, Vengeance is for some time already, like A tier, or I put it here into B tier, but yeah, it's something around that. But it's in B tier just because how good is Blood Death Knight. I mean, it's crazy. I mean that the difference is so crazy. It's about 10% or something like that less deaths than any other class or specialization. It's it's humongous. So, but I can definitely agree that when I was playing like my blood DK, it is like it's surviving a lot. So that's a top pick. For most cases, you will be able to survive like quite a lot of damage. Also in a Mythic Plus, you have much less damage actually, because you do not do any like big AoE. Uh, your like your rune power spenders don't use AoE, so your only AoE is Blood Boil, and yeah, it's kind of not that strong on AoE than other classes. Only Heart Strike is there, but yeah, basically, if you do not want to care too much about if you survive or not, just go DK. I mean, you are living. I mean, nothing can kill you on DK. And then it brings us to Newbie-friendly guide, which is this. So basically, I mean, it is kind of what you would expect with protection being worse, but it's still performing the same across all tiers. Uh, so it means just two things. Even best players cannot make it work. Uh, so if you are playing it and you like it, you can definitely play it. You should be able to find most of the content. But yeah, it's just underperforming currently. Maybe we get some buffs. Vengeance, it's a midway. A good thing about Vengeance is that it still shares like simplicity of a warrior. So you have like, I mean, there is I said simplicity. I meant rather like resource simplicity because you do have pain and that's it. And it's same as rage, but warrior definitely has much more buttons to handle. So as vengeance, it's really beginners friendly, but it can die in most circumstances. The issue with vengeance is that if you are not aware how to play it correctly, you may end up like dying so fast because sometimes you need to poke metamorphosis like ahead because you are not able to heal after being hit like for too much damage. So if you get low, that's like the main issue. If you get low, you will just die if not helped. That's pretty much it. On Bloody Decay, I mean, it's crazy. Its healing is crazy. Its mitigation is crazy. You have knockback mechanic, which is like superior to Demon Hunter, where you need to jump still. On DK, you just hit Depth's Advance. You have Magic Shield that also mitigates magic effects. Um, negative magic effects. So yeah, basically, I would definitely suggest playing DK as a tank for now. Let's see how it looks in the future. But for now, I think it's a really strong choice. And with that, I would close my tank tier list. So basically, what we got, if